Hey everybody, Jeff here, and today I'm going to tell you the story that I call the tow truck. And a lot of my stories go back, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. This is something that just happened a couple weeks ago. Before I get into it, if you are enjoying my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications bell so you can be notified when I come out with new videos. And so about 2 weeks ago, I was invited to speak at a conference up in Detroit, Michigan. It's a group of small business owners. A lot of these people I've been working with for years, independent entrepreneurs who, a lot of them have different professions, but have started a small business in their spare time to generate extra income. And for a lot of them, it's growing to replace their full-time income altogether. But I'm rolling up there. There's a blizzard right on the radar. I talked to the guy who set up the meeting. He said, "Hey, we're still having the meeting. Come on." All right. So I drive up there on I-75. I'm in my my Lexus sedan, which is okay in the snow. It's not great, but it does okay. And so I'm driving up there, and I hit about Toledo, and there are cars off the road. It's freezing rain. People are sliding off the road. I make it to Detroit area though. Totally unscathed, and was very thankful for that. I was like taking pictures and video of some of the accidents, and like, man, I'm glad that's not me. And so get up to Michigan. By dinner time, they had like 4 or 5 inches of snow. The meeting I was speaking at was at 8 o'clock. They probably had like 8 or 9 inches of snow by then. And as I'm driving to the meeting, I see, I'm seeing all kinds of cars off the road, but I see the biggest thing I've ever seen stuck, right? It's a semi-truck, right? 18-wheeler that had gotten stuck trying to turn through this intersection. So like right in the middle of this, 4-way stop intersection, there's a semi-truck and a tow truck that was towing the semi-truck, right? And I don't mean like a little tow truck from the Shell station. This is one of the semi tow trucks, right? This is made for towing the heaviest of vehicles. And they're all hooked up, and they're both stuck, right? The semi was like a tanker, right? It was a big, heavy. It's got to be heavy, presumably full of some liquid, and that was stuck. And the tow truck trying to tow it was stuck, and so traffic was moving real slow. We kind of had to drive around them. And my thought was, man, glad that's not me. And so I drive up ahead. It's only about a mile from there is where I was speaking. I get there, and people are showing up, and we had a great meeting. And but I said to somebody, I said, "Man, did you see that semi-truck with the tow truck that was stuck in the intersection?" Like, oh my gosh. And someone said, "Yeah, Mike stopped and offered to help those guys." And I'm like, what? And one of the guys I work with is a guy named Mike, and super great guy, brilliant guy. He's a high-end mechanic, right? This is, if you bought a $100,000 souped up Corvette, you would take it to this guy and pay him another $100,000, and he would, double the speed of it. Or if you had a high-end jet ski or a motorcycle that you wanted to go super fast, you take it to Mike. He's part of a team that recently built a car that runs on hydrogen that they showed at the SEMA Auto Show in Las Vegas. And so super cool guy, been a good friend of mine for a few years. And but he's also, now a business owner working with me, and and having some good success with our program too. But somebody said, "Yeah, Mike stopped." Now Mike drives a pickup truck, and I go, "What?" They go, "Yeah, Mike stopped and offered to tow the tow truck with the semi truck out of that intersection." I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me! That's insane." So we did our meeting, and later that night, I was hanging out with Mike and his wife Amber, and I go, "Hey, I got a question for you. Is that true? That you offered to tow? I mean, how heavy must that be?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I offered to help him." And I said, "You don't really think you could have towed that? Like, how heavy is that?" He goes, "Oh, it's about 100,000 pounds." He goes, "I'm absolutely sure I could have towed them out of there and got them unstuck." And I said, "Did you do it?" And he goes, "No, the tow truck driver actually turned him down. And he either was afraid of the liability of having somebody do that, or maybe was afraid that someone was going to film him and put him on YouTube getting towed by a Dodge pickup truck." And I said, "Mike, I got to ask you, what makes you think you could tow 100,000 pounds with your white pickup truck?" And he goes, "Because I have confidence in my vehicle and my equipment." And I said, Tell me about that. Talk to me some more about that. He goes, all right, well, first of all, and I don't know much about any automotive stuff, and so bear with me. I should have Mike explain this to you. But he said, first of all, he's got like the biggest, baddest Dodge truck that you can have, right? That is, like if you just bought this stock, it is made for hauling heavy things. He said, I also had it customized when it was built with the most advantageous gear ratio that you can put on a truck that'll help you pull the most. He said, I also had recently put tires on it that are these big knobby tires that are made for getting extra traction. He said, I also, when I had it built, had the biggest gas tank you could put in it, and that tank was full of gas, which gave it extra weight it would need to pull. Got the super heavy duty tow strap. He said, I'm absolutely positive I could do it. He goes, and I have experience. I tow people out all the time. That's what I was doing earlier today. I've been doing it all week. I see people in a ditch and I pull over and I say, hey, you want to pay a couple $100 for a tow truck, or do you want me just to hook you up and pull you out of there? He goes, I do it all the time. Just, kind of a way to serve people and make a difference. And I'm like, you really think you could have? He goes, absolutely positive. I could have pulled the tow truck with the semi truck attached to it, pulled him right out of that intersection. I'm like, that's amazing. It really got me thinking, right? And in my mind, everything's like a metaphor for some big lesson. But I'm thinking, I have a desire to help people. I love helping people, right? That's part of my purpose. That's part of my mission on this earth, right? Is to help people. And yet, it didn't cross my mind to help any of those people. In fact, I was driving by taking pictures saying, I'm glad that's not me. And, and the reason why is it's not because I didn't have the desire to help people and the willingness to help people. I just wasn't equipped in that situation with the vehicle, the equipment, or the expertise to be helpful to those folks, right? And where Mike was, right, that he was willing and able and equipped and experienced and helping people in that particular situation. And it got me thinking on a broader sense. The people I know, hundreds of them, thousands of them, that want to help people, want to make a difference, but just aren't in a position to do it, right? I know a lot of people that, have a heart for people that are poor, for people that are homeless. And, something I've learned in my life, that if you want to help those people, you have to succeed financially. Right? I heard many years ago, and I think it's true, that broke people can't really help broke people that much, right? So if you want to make a difference, you got to become successful to some degree first, if that makes sense. It's kind of like on the airplane when they're like, hey, if the gas mask come down, put yours on first before you help the people around you. And, it just got me thinking of I think the world is full of people that would love to make a difference, would love to help other people, but they don't have a vehicle to be able to do it. They don't have the experience, and they don't really know how. And so, because in fact, I think most people in the broader sense of wanting to help people are more like me driving down the highway. You see people who are struggling, and your first thought is, glad that's not me, right? Because you're just not in a position to help those people. And so that's the moral of this story, that I'm going to challenge you. If you want to make a difference in people's lives, make sure that you have a vehicle that can help the people that you have a heart for. You may know one of the things I do is I help people start small businesses and run them on the internet. And it's really a sweet spot right now because it's helping people battle inflation. It's e-commerce, so it's taking some business away from the big stores and helping people keep that money in their families. It's sports nutrition, wellness products that are really kind of on target with helping people in today's world. But so I have a vehicle, and I'm helping other people, right, build an economic vehicle for their families that can help them and help them help other people make a difference in their lives too, right? And so I have a vehicle to help me do that. I'm prepared and equipped. I got experience. I've been doing it for 30 years, right? I can't help you if you're stuck in the snow, but if you feel like you're stuck in life, and you should be doing something bigger or different, or you have some kind of calling or purpose in your life that you're not currently making happen with just your job or whatever. In that situation, I'm equipped and able and experienced to be able to help people, right? Maybe you have a heart to minister to people in a spiritual sense. Well, you know what? You got to get some things straight in your own life before you're ever going to have any credibility to help other people. And so that's my challenge to you, man, that I hope as you go out and are living your life the next couple of weeks and months that you are thinking about what vehicle I'm in. If you have a vehicle, I recommend that you put it to use, right? If Mike had this awesome vehicle but didn't do anything with it, just parked it in the garage, well, then what a waste. And I think some of you are in vehicles, whether it's you're being mentored by somebody who's willing and able to help you succeed. Maybe you have started a small business but haven't really done as much with it as you really want to or know that you should. Maybe you have a dream to pursue a new career and you haven't really, taken advantage of getting it going. But a lot of you have a vehicle. I recommend that you maximize it, that you put it to use, right? Some of you are spinning your wheels, metaphorically, in the wrong vehicle, right? That you want to become successful, but you're stuck in a dead-end job, or you are, pursuing education that isn't necessarily aligned with your dreams and goals, purpose and passion. And so I really got my wheels turning. Boy, this is full of like automotive metaphors, this talk. So all right, that's it. Have a great day. Look forward to talking to you guys again soon. And get out there and do something great to make a difference.